Good evening and welcome to the Coach Murray Show. We're at Brantley County week this week, but real quick, we're going to go back and take a look at Frederica, Coach. Good game last week. Got your first win out of the box, the regular season game. Congratulations on your first win.
Well, thank you. But wasn't me. It was those boys with the spears on their head. They were determined to work. I told them after the Pierce scrimmage, I said, nothing's going to come easy. I think I said this on last week's program. I said, you just got to work for everything we get. Every yard we get, every stop, you got to work. And they did a good job Monday through Thursday preparing, and, it paid off on Friday. It wasn't perfect, which is good, but, because we got something to work on. But,
W's a W, Coach.
Yeah, that's right. And you won't forget your first one. And as the head coach, and I always remember it, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, I know it. Your first win at home, your daughter on the field with the band of pride.
Yeah.
I know that had to be a proud night for you.
Yeah, the only thing I told, and I got a lot of pictures. People sent me pictures, and I appreciate it. That's the thing about coaches. We miss a lot out on our kids, but people hooked me up, I guess you might say. They sent a couple videos and some pictures, and I'm real proud of her for what she's doing as well.
Yeah. Tammy got called to work Friday night, so I didn't have my sideline photographer because I had already told her to get Coach Murray's daughter on film, but she had to go to work. But she'll be back with us Friday night at Brantley. I wanted to go over some highlights. I know you just did it. I'll tell you, I want to say this real quick.
All right.
The quarterback club meeting you just did, going over the game film and all, people should really come up here and be a part of the quarterback club because that was really interesting. Yeah. I enjoyed that. You just did that over here in your film room.
Yeah, and I kind of
talk about that a minute.
Well, I kind of, we watch the film kind of like we do as coaches. We watch it a little bit different than fans do. We don't watch it from the beginning to the end. We break it up. I know when I used to coach when I coached offensive line, I would take it and I didn't even look at the defense. I just break it up because with the huddle, you can break it up just offensive plays as long as you tag them. And I'd watch those plays over and over and over again, and then I'd watch the defense at the end. But, we watched it like that, and they were able to see a little bit about the stuff that we do, and they, how we can draw on it and different things. And I think they enjoyed it, and they could ask questions if they needed to. And, we had a good little session in there.
Yeah, I enjoyed it because you had the illustrator on it. You could break down the plays where the people were supposed to go, and Coach, it was really cool.
Yeah, our offense coordinator, Coach Zach Wittenberg, had went and tagged different kind of comments. I showed them some of those things. I had two versions, but I wanted to show them kind of how we coach with it. We watch the film and then they can, see their mistakes. But we always tell them, but they can watch it and see it pop up in a bubble like a cartoon. Hey, and they can actually read. Well, what am I supposed to do? Yeah. And we draw lines on it where they should have went. Like all coaches do. And it's a great tool, and I'm glad that Quarterback Club provides us with that.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Well, let's hit on the highlights, Coach, if you don't mind, from the other night. These are CSN film, not huddle film for you guys. But,
yeah.
This is the first one, Coach. This is
Tony's
the first
long run.
of Tony Cobb coming out for that 61-yard touchdown.
Oh
run.
yeah.
And they can hear you over the replay.
Okay. Well, he.
This is coming out of the huddle. Mine's a little longer than y'all's. Y'all have it broken down right to the play. So,
that's right.
But that's something Coach Larry and I were just talking about. Maybe I can utilize y'all's film a little bit more.
Yeah, it'd be easier to find it. Because it stops it every time. But that was the buck play we run, and he got through there, and you can see where he hit the hole. We were having trouble hitting the hole, and against Pierce we had some plays that could have been big like that, but we missed the hole. But he found the hole there, and he was gone. We believe we get Tony to the second level, he can make something happen, and you could see his speed. He
did that
there.
right there when you can see the. I'll bring up the tail end of that again. You can see him. Well, that's beyond it. But when he hit that second level, he was gone.
Oh yeah. I mean, he
turned
it on, and we do quick bursts and things like that out at. And working out, that's part of our weight room and conditioning that we have every day at school. And we've got a couple of them, they're 50-yard bursts. And, he does a good job with that when he wants to, like a lot of kids when he wants to. He can go.
Here's the next one. This is a second touchdown after y'all got the turnover down at their end, deep in there.
Oh, yeah, they muffed the punt. Yeah, and he turned around, and we were able to get it in, I think, on the second or third play afterwards.
Can you see that all right,
Yeah,
Coach?
I can see it. You know, he finds a little slither of hole, and it doesn't take much for him. He's not a real big guy, but he's tough as nails now, and he finds a little slither of hole, and he gets right in there for the score. And he probably could have taken that a long ways too. But
Yeah, because there was nobody back there. Once he hit that second
right.
level, like you talked about, there was nobody there. He was gone. This one is one of the many. How many turnovers did we have the other night?
I think
like
we
4 or
ended
5.
up with 6. I think I
6?
could be wrong, 5 or 6. But this was Caleb Milton's, and you know he'd been rushing. No, this wasn't. This was the fumble of that Ethan Maxwell got. And unfortunately fumbled it after that, but we were able to get it. And I don't remember who recovered it from that, but he picked it. I figured he would score. I really thought that he would score once he picked it up. He's one of the best athletes we have on the team.
He had a big night the other night too. Friday night.
Yeah. Not Caleb, but Ethan did play. Ethan did play well. Is this the one with Caleb's touchdown?
This is the one with the touchdown.
All right, before you play it,
sure.
I want everybody to kind of look, and this is after watching our film. You know, we can slow-mo it. I'm sure you can with this, but how excited our kids were. And, you know, I thought this was great because they should, you know, they work hard at this game. They need to have some fun. But I want you to, as we go through this, watch these kids, how excited they are how they're jumping up and stuff like that.
Certainly.
And
here we go.
And even the guy at the end that comes, he's going to be excited. We're all flying. Everybody's flying. Look at all the black shirts. They're going. There's one guy going to show up at the end. Well, maybe not with this one. On our film, he shows up at the end, but he's a sophomore. He played 160 plays the other night, and he made it there, and he was cheering the whole time from afar. But I was excited about that.
Yeah, right here was 3.
Yeah, 3 and 7.
26.
They're all. They were excited. They're all. You know, they're tight friends and stuff. And I was afraid that we might have a penalty there for a second, but they held off. They did the right thing, but. It was exciting. Anytime you score on defense. Now, we were struggling offensively during the third quarter. You know, we stayed the whole time, I think, inside their 35, and we just couldn't get it punched in the end zone. And, you know, that's something that we worked on so far these 2 days is trying to get something down that we can you know, get it in the end zone, obviously. Yeah. But our defense, you know, got that other score, which was, you know, that put us ahead by 2 scores. So it was big.
That was big night for the defense, for no doubt. But it was nice to see the offense start moving and get on the board.
Yeah, you know, it's like I told you last week. This offense is new. We decided to put it in because we lost 7 guys off our offense, and we didn't feel like we could, you know, rear back and throw it every down. So we thought, well, we got a whole new bunch to do it, so let's put something new in. And it's worked. It's taking baby steps. Mm-hmm. And, you know, who knows, by the end of the season we may be sprinting. But right now we're just kind of, you know, getting it week by week. And I hope to improve because I think we've improved tremendously from the Pierce scrimmage. I think we did. And I hope that we can improve each and every week because that's the goal. That's the goal as a coach when you're running a program and you just want to improve. You don't want to go backwards. You know, you want to take 1 step forward. Even just 1 step. You take 10 steps, that's great. But you get 1 step, you know, that's good.
Well, your phrase "win the day" I think is taking over Charlton County. I see it everywhere. Well, I mean,
you know,
that's really what you're talking about.
Well, you know, me and my best friend in the whole wide world, Ricky Carter, was talking about that one time about a phrase, and you know, win the day. We'd had these shirts around. You know, we had them. They just said win the day on back it with a spear, and if you know over here you might get a shot before you leave. It's on a field house wall. They see it every day going out to practice. But I mean, it's real simple. I mean, you just try to win the day. If you win the day, you know it wins the week.
It builds on itself.
Yeah, it does. And no matter. I mean, it's tough sometimes. I mean, it's tough as adults. You just try to win it. You know, you can't give up on it because you give up on it, you know, you're gonna go backwards. So.
Right. Here's the next one. Another turnover for your defense. This is
Seaquon
Clark on the interception.
Who? That was Tony Cobb, actually, I think.
Yeah, you got Cobb next.
Okay.
That was the tail end of Seaquon getting that one.
Yeah, and we'll talk about him in a minute with the senior spotlight. Yeah, he's a leader for us. He does a good job.
I'll pull that up one more time for you. We got just right after he caught it is when I was able to clip it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, he was all region defensive back last year, so you know he's kind of got a nose for the ball.
And then this last one is Tony's pick.
Yeah, Tony got it in the end zone. Kept him from scoring, and
He caught some air on this one.
Yeah. Well, Tony's an athlete now. He rushed for 125 yards, and he had 2 scores, and he does our kicking for us. He does a lot of stuff for us, and there you go. That's big, and I liked how they got excited, and I don't like them going overboard but you like your kids to get excited.
You don't want them to get too excited to get a flag on them, but you want them to enjoy the
You want
moment.
to have fun, yes, because football's a hard sport. You got to work, and you want to have some fun. It doesn't always have to be work. It's got to be fun too.
That's the highlights from. Let's see, I pull that back up from Friday night, and we're going into. Let me pull up my list here. We're headed into. I wanted to talk about some players. We talked about Tony, but we talked about him with the defense and the running. But he also took care of all 3 facets of your game.
Oh yeah, he's
on special teams.
I don't know what it is, but he's turned into a pretty good punter for us. I know at Pierce he had one, I think it was 50 yards at Pierce, but we didn't have anybody rushing. Yeah. But he punted the ball well Friday night, and I think it would end up being a 38.6 average or something like that. Yeah. I don't have the stats in front of me. I wish I did, but he punted well. That's close to 40 yards, and if we can do that, I'm happy with that. A lot of people told me I didn't notice till the film. It looked like it might have been blocked. They said it might have been blocked, but we've worked on our PATs a little bit this week, and hopefully that's something we get to do a lot this year as a PAT, because that's the special team you always want to get. Pointing out for touchdown. So we don't want to talk about his punt average more than the PATs do. That's right. Punt you don't want to do. PAT you want to do. So hopefully that'll get better.
No doubt about it. And then your new freshman quarterback, you switched up a little bit from Pierce.
Yeah.
And went with number 18 King Friday night.
Yeah, King I think is going to be our future. As far as quarterback, we're going to have him 4 years now, and Tristan Harris did a good job. And he's a great defensive back. He wasn't mentioned a lot, but I mention him now. He didn't mess up a lot because we didn't notice him. Usually if a DB's doing what they're supposed to do, you don't notice him.
Yeah.
And I saw him make some good plays, come up and make some tackles, and cover his guy well. And he was playing quarterback because he had to, and he wants to play quarterback, and he will play some more quarterback. But we decided to go with our freshman Jalen King, and he's got a lot of ups to him. He's sometimes he's out there, he's not seeing everything, but he's getting better every day. He stays around and he talks to Coach Wittenberg at Zach. He was our offense coordinator and quarterback coach. He talks to him all the time, every day. You just actually right before you got here, earlier before the quarterback club meeting, he was just now leaving. Yeah. And he's asking all the time. He's hungry. And he's going to be a good one for us. And we went with that, and he did a pretty good job. And a lot of people, probably all they remember is the pick he threw, but he was 6 for 12, so he completed half his passes. Yeah. And, and that pick actually was more so the running back's fault than him because they weren't in the right spot. It's all about timing and things like that when you're passing the ball, and they just weren't, where they were supposed to be. But we'll see how it goes. We're going to go with him for a while, and Tristan's right there too. Tristan can play other things on offense. We can put him out there at a Z or F, somewhere we can get the ball in his hands because he's a little faster and things like that. And we're hoping right now he's focusing on being a great DB, but we can put him in other spots. And you'll see him some at quarterback probably before the end of the year in different things because we like the way he runs. Yeah. And but Jalen,
another running back.
Oh yeah, that's right. Hurt. Yeah, that's right. And Jalen did a great job for his first game, and we hope and we see it every day. He's getting better and better, and we hope that it continues on that path.
Before we go to a break, Coach, Friday night, good crowd on hand. The atmosphere was fantastic Friday night, especially pregame. The Band of Pride, you can't match the Band of Pride pregame.
No, I know. I had to write this little thing in front of the program, and I don't think anything's better than, when our Band of Pride is, they're kicking in our version of the war chant, and the guys go busting through that that sign. You know, I think it's very exciting. I hope that everybody else does too. And anyway, it was great being home. I was glad.
No doubt about it.
I was glad. You know, I'd had to fill in with Coach Moore a couple times, but you know, it was different. You know, this is I don't know. I wouldn't say my show, but I'm the guy at the top. You know, and I was excited. I didn't even notice the crowd.
Yeah.
This is the first time in 25 years I didn't look up, and my wife was sitting on the first row because she's got a broke foot. Didn't look up, and I didn't look back, and of course you still hear the stuff.
Zoned in on the
yeah,
field.
you still hear the stuff, and I was just hoping. The only time I looked back, one time the clock didn't get run, like it was supposed to, but it was. I tell you, I told Coach Lloyd that the last 10 minutes of the game, we looked up there. I said, man, this is going to be the longest 10 minutes of my life. And it was long. It was long. But I appreciate what the boys did and the fans and, of course, the band playing. And, everybody winning. Everybody got a part of this win because I didn't do anything but stand there. I just coordinate what's going on, My coaches work their tails off. They're coaching their butts off. And the guys are responding to them. And the guys, like I said last week, we worked. Yeah. And it was exciting, and I won't ever forget it.
All right, Coach. Well, congratulations on that. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll dive into your first road trip in your new head coaching career. We're headed up 30 miles up the road to Brantley County.
Okay.
All right, we'll be right back with the Coach Murray Show right after this.
Since 2009, Southeastern Automotive Group has been buying for and selling to most of the franchise dealerships in the area. What if you were able to bypass the big dealerships with the big markups? Buy direct from the supplier. Save thousands of dollars on your next vehicle purchase. Have a trade-in? No problem. With used vehicles in such high demand, Southeastern Automotive Group has dealers ready to buy your trade. If Southeastern Automotive Group doesn't have the perfect vehicle for you, used in their vehicle locator program, they will have it shipped in without any hassle or haggling you hate. With over hundreds of thousands of cars available at auctions across the nation, your next vehicle purchase is just a click away. ESP Specialist in Fabrication is located at 169 Little Phoebe Church Road in Folkestone, Georgia. President Mark Pickering and his employees utilize the latest technology with a skilled workforce to supply customers with the best custom fabrication possible. Serving clients at home and abroad makes ESP a premier employer in Charlton County. For all your specialty and fabrication needs, contact ESP at 912-496-2583 today. They're also on Facebook at ESP Specialist Fabrication. ESP is a proud sponsor of Charlton Sportsnet.
Okefenokee Rural Electric Membership Corporation has been providing quality electric service at a competitive price to residential, commercial, and industrial customers in southeast Georgia and northeast Florida since 1939. For tips and advice on how to save electricity and stretch your energy dollars, call 1-800-262-5131 and speak to your marketing representative. We are a cooperative owned by those we serve.
Welcome back to the Coach Murray Show. I'm Adam Bell for Charlton Sportsnet, and our senior spotlight took a jump on me there, Coach. But we'll be back to that in just a minute.
Okay.
It came up, popped up about as fast as I could get it back down. But we got Brantley County coming up, and you went over to film in the quarterback club, and that's another thing with the what we talked about in the first segment. You went over Brantley a little bit in the meeting, which I thought was really interesting because you actually showed film on those guys, and I thought that was cool.
Well, yeah, we looked at a little bit of it. I mean, we didn't, unfortunately for Brantley, and I was talking to Coach Cannon, and their scrimmage got messed up. They didn't have a game last week in this week 0 because this is actually week 1 of the football season. We just played on what they call week 0, which a lot of people are doing now. It gives them an extra. And that's why we have 2 open dates, right. Like we hadn't in the past, only 1. But anyway, they weren't able to finish their scrimmage, and they didn't play last week. So the only film we have on them is what they did last spring against Bradwell Institute.
Okay.
They played Bradwell, and you know, it's some good stuff. Oh, it was impressive to look at, and we looked at some of it tonight just to show. I was basically just showing the guys that, and Miss Tammy Lloyd, she was the lady in there, but I was just showing them what we kind of do when we look at film, you know, what we're looking at and what we look at in opponents and things like that, and showed them some things that Coach Gabe Wittenberg had put on, you know, about the defensive, you know, sets that we may want to run against them. But, you know, but a little bit about Brantley, if we go ahead and get in there, you know, I listened to their webcast or podcast, whatever you call it, and, you know, I didn't realize they had 23 seniors this year. They got 23 seniors. They got more seniors than almost we have players. Or you know,
That's a load.
Yeah, they have a load, and they've been. This is Coach Cannon's third year, I think, and I think he's a wonderful man. He's very intelligent and a pure, honest person, and he's worked real hard with those guys, and you could tell he's got a plan with them, and they bought. It seems like they bought into it because he was talking about how all his guys went to workouts this summer, and it's real scary stuff if you're fixed to get ready to play them. And because they're big and they like to, you know, line up and they'll hit you in the mouth. They're tough. They've always been tough. We play them the first game of the season usually every year, and you know how the first game is. We were just like this last week. You know, you can't win them all if you don't win that first one. And you're so excited about that first game.
Right.
And that's what they'll be. They'll be jacked up. We've been over there before first game of the season, and it's been a playoff type atmosphere.
Yeah,
I mean, they're all there because everybody's there, and you know they're excited about, okay, what are the boys going to have this week? And I've heard some of them, you know, since we're right by them, the county by them, I've heard a lot of jawing from different people, telling people. Some guy said something to Coach Lloyd the other day in the store, just friendly stuff, but he was giving him a ribbon about it. But they, you know, they're excited, which they should be. I think they got a lot of great players, and of course we're excited because it's a chance for us to, you know, go on the road and get better again.
Yeah.
You know, and but they're gonna have a lot of things. They're gonna look like Frederica in a lot of ways because Coach Cannon used to coach there, and he left, and I think he was up at Altoona for a while, and then he came back. I'm not sure about his whole history, but he has some ties with there. Him and Coach Derrick are good buddies, and I'm sure they
So
bounced
we see a similar offense to what we saw last week.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's what we're going to see. You know, there'll be a few wrinkles in it here and there. There was some different stuff that we saw on film, but I don't know if they're going to do that or not. You know, kind of looked and tagged what we've tagged, but we don't really know what they're going. They did line. I do know this. They lined up against Bacon. Just from what I heard, they started their scrimmage game, and they received the kickoff. I don't know how they had the ball first, and I think they had it for like 6.5 minutes here, and just driving and driving. And I think they're a patient team that they'll take 4 yards and be fine with it. You know, because you get 4 yards in 3 plays, you got a first down. You're moving the sticks. And that's what you're supposed to be doing. That's what we're trying to do. But you know, and so, but then lightning came, and I think they got out there on defense and it ran them off, and they didn't get to finish. So you know they're nipping at the buzz to play. He's wanting to probably see what his kids are doing, see if that summer paid off, and they did a number of things. We didn't do a lot of traveling against other folks because we were just trying to focus in on ourselves. And I don't know. I'll evaluate whether that worked or not. I mean, we'll mix in some stuff next year. But I know that they went to several things. I could see stuff on Twitter and things like that. So I know they worked hard all summer. And like I said, she's got 23 seniors that have been around. They've probably been with him all 3 years. So, you know, we're looking for a real tough opponent. You know, I mean, we certainly just. We're
going to need our road warriors to show up.
That's
right. 30 miles. So
no
excuse. Our road warriors should be
That's
there.
right. That's right. And hopefully we'll have a big crowd up there. You know, we'll have a band. That's always a weapon.
Yeah.
But I hope everybody gets.
Band of brides like our 12th man.
Yeah, they can be. They're screaming. They're screaming and shaking. They got these little shakers and stuff. I know my daughter marched last year, and so she had a little shaker. Now, she's probably still got it. She's made it. She's probably got it. I know she totes a lot of stuff back and forth to a ball game. But anyway,
what are we expecting out of Brantley on defense?
On defense, they're going to run a 3-4. Looks like that's about what everybody. That's the thing everybody does now anyway. But, you know, a lot of people say, well, that's a 5-2. Well, okay, whatever. It's a 3-4, but they just walk linebackers up, you know. And they fly around to the ball. They got a big old, look, a strong nose guard, man. I don't know if he's 300 pounds, but he's good 300, what he looks like. He's got big old arms on him, and he moves well, and they like to jack folks up according to that film. I mean, they're shoulder pointing and they're finding the ball. And linebackers flow well to the ball. You can tell they're well coached, and they're going to be in the right spot. And you always are.
23 seniors, they're going to know what
they're doing.
doing.
You know, as a coach, I'd rather play probably a team that's more athletic than more coached. You know what I'm saying? Because those coach guys, I mean, I've seen a bunch. I remember when Lovett came down here and played us in the playoffs. That was the most well-coached team ever in my life. You looked at them, and they all looked the same. They were cookie cutters, 200 pounds. You know, their offensive linemen was the same size as their running backs. But, my gosh, they did everything right because they were well-coached. And they did what they were supposed to do. And I'm sure that's what we're going to run into Friday. And, hopefully – they'll make more mistakes than we will.
Disciplined ball team.
Yeah, and it's going to boil down to making mistakes. We didn't have many turnovers. I don't know if we had it. Did we have a turnover? We had, I don't know if we didn't have many. And, it's going to boil down to maybe a turnover here and there, and I hope we don't have more than they do. So, anyway.
The defense is starting off with 6 turnovers, so hopefully that'll carry
but
over into Friday night.
And that's just, by playing hard, they're flying to the ball. Coach Wittenberg, Coach Gabe, he sets the tone. He wants them to play at a high level, and he's excited. I think they can feel that excitement from him. And he's kind of laid back, but when he gets fired up, they know it, and they feel it, and they get after it. And Coach Pender does, he's on the sideline with them, and they can see it in his eyes. They kind of respond to that. And I hope they respond well Friday, too, with that.
All right, well, we hope to see all of our Road Warriors there. Coach, we're going to take another break. We'll come back. We'll hit our senior spotlights, Seaquon Clark and Randy Nelson.
Okay.
All right, we'll be right back on the Coach Murray Show right after this.
Hey, Indian fans. Did you know you're eligible to join the United First Federal Credit Union? We are your hometown financial institution offering services such as online banking, mobile deposit, free checking, and much more. And if you're in the market to purchase a vehicle, our auto loan rates start as low as 2.99 for those who qualify. We are conveniently located at 3773 2nd Street South in Folkestone. Federally insured by NCUA and Equal Housing Lender.
There's a reason why we're South Georgia's automotive superstore.
Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep and Ram, Chevy,
Nissan on the east side.
Walker Jones Used Car Mega Center,
GMC.
Coming soon, the all-new Walker Jones Honda.
Toyota.
We got it all, so why shop anywhere else?
Charlton Electric now serving Charlton and surrounding counties. With over 20 years experience in both commercial and residential services, our electricians can meet your needs. We offer installation on whole house generators, service upgrades, mobile home services, troubleshooting, ceiling fan and light fixture installations, and much more. Call us today for an estimate at 912-276-7661.
We're located at 4439 2nd Street North in Folkestone, Georgia. Is owned and operated by the Dasher family. They have everything you need, bumper to bumper, for domestic and foreign car parts. Big truck operators, they have you covered as well with belts, seals, hoses, welding supplies, and so much more. They even have lawnmower parts, blades, and accessories. Stop by today and see the whole crew. Miss Joe, Pam, Little Sammy, Stephen, Dylan, and Big Sammy himself. It's Folkestone Auto Supply. Welcome back to the Coach Murray Show. I'm Adam Bell along with head coach Russ Murray of the Charlton County Indians. Coach, our first senior spotlights under your coaching career. We got number 3, Seaquon Clark, and number 5, Randy Nelson.
Well, yeah, it's kind of neat that you're doing those guys because they talk about we lost 9 guys on defense. These are the 2 returning starters that we had, that we came back. So they've got some experience. Saquon, we'll talk about him first. Seaquon, he was all region DB last year, and we got some exceptional athletes in his region. He's one of the leaders that we found to come out. I mean, he does it through his actions, but he says the right thing. Sometimes I have to. He says too much, and I say, hey, just calm down a little bit. Let us coach right now, and all right, I got you. And then he'll get in and do his thing a little bit, and the kids respond to him. He does a good job with the young kids we have this year, and he wants to go. He's a football player. Sometimes he's not big as a hiccup. He's not a big kid, but I tell you what, his heart's big, and he plays a lot bigger than what he is. He'll stick his nose in there. He'll throw a shoulder pad in there, and he'll fly. His body will fly around. He does a good job, and I'm glad he's back with us, and and I hope he has a great year this year. If I don't say this, his mom will kill me. I graduated with his mom, Michelle.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, she's one of my classmates, and which I've graduated from Charlotte County High School 30 years ago this year, and we're having homecoming weekend. We're gonna have a reunion or whatever. So
that's the cool thing about you being here for 20-something here, 24 years, and then stepping. You already have a relationship here in Charlotte County.
Well,
with the players and their families.
Well, and that's one of the reasons why I stayed here. I want this place to be a better place. And trying to help a little bit. I hope. We're ready to talk about Randy or yet? We ready with Randy? Is that Randy right there? Is that Saquon?
Yes, that's running right now.
Randy. Okay. Well, Randy, and I'm sure.
Randy? Oh,
are we at Randy?
Seaquon. I'll pull Randy up. No problem.
Okay. All right.
We'll get over to Randy here real quick.
Randy's our other starter from last year that we have back. We only had two, and this is the second year starting. And he moved up from down to South Florida, and I remember first day he was in the weight room in the summer. It was yes or no, sir, and you kind of wonder about it, but it's legit. He wants to do the right thing. He wants to please you, as an adult, as a coach, and he works real hard, and he's kind of a leader, or he is not kind of. He is a leader, and he plays a pretty good outside linebacker for us. But we had to force him. He's got to play a little inside linebacker too, and that's what he's doing now. And he's there's a kid behind him that's got him fired up. I wish I'd have mentioned him earlier, but Jay Harris, another freshman we have playing a little bit, has got Randy fired up a little bit because Jay was in, I think, 8 plays last week and made 4 tackles. So Randy's, I'm sure he's stepping it up a little bit, and he has at practice this week. But one thing I remember about Randy from last year, you may remember it too. We were struggling against Frederica, and he made the pick. Yeah, he made the pick, and we get on to him all the time now because he thinks that's coming again, and it will come again. And he won't cover the flats like he's supposed to. He's covering it 3 yards deep instead of 10 yards deep. But that was a great play, and it won the ball game for us. It was a difference in the game, and
because they were driving there at the end, and he came up with that big play right about the 5-yard line.
That's right, and he ran it in, and he's one of these kids that he can play anything. He plays linebacker, he plays tight end for us, but he can play other receiving spots, and he also plays. He's on the special teams. Every special team I think he's on. He's 6 foot, 180, whatever like that. He's built like that, and he can play multi positions, and he does a good job for us. I'm glad I'm glad that we have 2 coming back instead of 1 from last year. It's been a big asset having him back with us.
Well, congratulations to Seaquon Clark and Randy Nelson. You're our first senior spotlights under the new Russ Murray era here at Charlton County. So congratulations, guys. All right, Coach, we got quarterback club. I know we've talked about it probably more than we've ever talked about the quarterback club with the highlights and everything. But I know you've got some other stuff going on with them as well.
Well, we're kind of like I told you last week. We're kind of done with our big fundraisers. I think we and Brian Hewlin, our president, we were talking a little bit. We were talking mainly the meeting was just to set up the stuff for they feed our kids every Friday before the game, pregame stuff, and then we talked about showing this film. Coach Matt used to do it all the time, and so we started it up again. I had several people show up. Daddy show up. 2 of them, their kids aren't even playing. And that's great that we're having that. And and a couple of them that were here, their sons are playing at the junior high, and we didn't have a real big crowd, but we had enough that you could talk to and have kind of intimate talks with. You know, we didn't have to. I didn't have to kind of worry about. You know, we are the same conversation, so it was pretty cool. And you know, we're just hoping we can get more members. You know, the more to help, the more the better. And that's what we kind of had going on tonight. And this week we can go and talk about our sub varsity. We have we open up on Thursday. We have our first JV game. We'll be playing Ware County here. Yeah. And the kids are excited about that because some kids hadn't stepped on the field at all, except for the fourth quarter in Pierce. And you know, the whole thing why you play this game is so you can step on places like Indian Field and play. That's when it's fun. You know, practice. To me, practice is fun. I mean, I found out the older I get, I like practice a lot more. So I'm not more into games, obviously, but I do like it. But the kids, it's not supposed to. It's work. So they get that reward by playing.
They get to dress out and knock heads with somebody else.
That's right. They get to do that instead of being hit by our older guys. Braves have played they think one game. I think that's all they played, correct?
Yeah, they played
University Christian last week, and they did pretty well. I think they won 26-0.
26-0.
Yeah, and Coach Carter, he does a great job with those kids, and Coach Chris Kraft and Coach J.D. Sauls, that's Dr. Drew Sauls, his son. He's over here coaching with us now, junior high. And they do a good job down there. I watch them, you know, they practice on the other side of the field, and I see them working. And they got a couple kids over there that might could play for us now. So I'm excited about seeing them next year and in the spring. But they were supposed to play a game today, but somehow the team they were playing got into a league, which we were not a part of. I hope that we might could be in one day. Because it's easy for scheduling and stuff like that. And they play next week. Not sure what day, but I'm excited.
I think Tuesday.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Coach, I just talked to Coach Carter prior to the show.
Right.
And he was telling me, I believe, Tuesday here versus West Nassau.
Okay, good. It's hard for me to keep up with their schedule because used to be, traditionally, it was Wednesday you had junior high, Thursday you had JV, and Friday you had varsity. Yeah. But how they do their schedule now, they might play Wednesday, Saturday, Tuesday, you know, Monday. It's crazy, but they do a good job, and I don't know how they adjust their schedules to do it, but they've done a good job the last several years. Actually, a great job because they've won a whole lot more than they've lost. And so they play Callahan here next Tuesday.
They've been very successful down there the last several years.
Well, they do a good job, and I'm glad that they're working for me because they're getting some. You know, I've got a lot of freshmen. We've got a lot of freshmen playing this year, and you know, the main bit of their Indian football influence came from Coach Carter and Coach Kraft. You know, they were there coaching them last year, and I'm thankful that they're doing that for us. And
I know your freshman King, Caleb Milton's a freshman too, right? I mean,
Caleb was a senior. Caleb was a senior. We got Jalen Lilly. Okay. Jalen Lilly, number 2, is a freshman. He gets a lot of playing time, and of course, Jalen King, our starting quarterback, does, and Kyler Williams played a little bit. You saw him on a return. There's a number of freshmen. There's going to be more.
A lot of freshmen contributing.
Yeah, and there's going to be there's going to be the way. I mean, we're sitting here in the locker room, and if you look the way our locker room's set up now, I've got them set by class, and the freshmen they take up not most. I think the sophomores and most of the lockers, but there's a bunch of freshmen over there, and I'm real excited. You know, and they're kind of learning to win today. You know, the kind of philosophies that we have, and the work ethic that we want them to have, and you know, they're going to lead the guys that come up next year. So it's real critical that they learn those things, and they're doing it. And they were able to be receptive about it because of what they've already learned down in the junior high program, Bethune. You know, so I'm excited about what they do. You know, and so as it goes, I'm just tickled what they do and how they're achieving it. You know, they're not just getting by; they're actually winning games. And that's winning breeds winning. And if they're successful down there, they're going to come up here and expect to be successful, you know, and that's a plus.
Maybe 4 years from now, judging from all these lockers, we'll be the team with the 23 seniors headed to Brantley.
Maybe so.
4 years.
You know, and this has got to be one of the best places in the Southeast, you know, as far as for high schools. You know, it's just great. I mean, you need to have a tour one time of it on the show. Yeah. But I remember we were in the old band room when I started 25 years ago. Mm-hmm. It wasn't even a quarter the size of this. But when we built this thing, we got it designed. We had it designed for the teams we had, 10 years ago, which a lot of players, almost 80 players. And now we're down to right at 50. But, hopefully, it's our school small, and it'll grow. And, it's what it is.
There's a lot of I know a few years back I was doing that recruiting tour with AJ.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of D2s and D3 schools that we visited.
Oh, yeah.
Would love to have this facility.
Oh, yeah.
Here.
Well, there's some Division I out there, too. There is. This is very nice. It's not the nicest high school locker room I've ever been into, but it's one of the nicest.
It's up there. It's up there.
Yep.
Well, Coach Murray, I appreciate it. Anything else we need to hit on before we go? Oh, the quarterback club. I know we've talked a lot about them tonight. Are you going to be doing that thing with them every Tuesday now?
We're going to try. Yeah, we're going to try to. As long as there's some interest in it, if one or two show up, we're going to try to show them some film and just kind of so they can kind of understand what we're going on. Hopefully, I can. And I do ask so much of my coaches. They spend time. I mean, I did it. You spend so much time away from your family. I haven't made it home yet. Yeah, and I would like for them to be able to stay to go over some of that stuff with them and just meet them. Because a lot of the coaches I have, we know David Pender, we know Thomas Brooks, we know Brian Lloyd, but I got a coach from Cook County that just moved. He just moved here. It's his first year, and great guy. We all in the Wittenbergs have been here for several years, and a lot of people don't know. I don't really know him, so I want, to have us a big get together doing that one time. Maybe I can talk some of them to stand, but it's hard to get them, get that time away from the family. I don't want to ask them that, but I will. We'll probably
keep me posted. I'll keep it on the webpage for you whenever you want to do that, and we'll certainly keep pushing that for you on CSN.
Okay.
All right. Well, Coach, I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
We'll see you next week. Good luck Friday night.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for watching the Coach Murray Show. We'll see y'all Friday night in Nahunta at kickoff 7:30.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you for watching.
Whistle & Dixie Custom Framing and Unique Gifts and Cafe is located at 3742 Main Street in downtown Folkestone, Georgia. Lunches are served on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Come join the fun food and fellowship whether you're a local, tourist, or a Royal fan. We also serve Bluebell ice cream, coffees, and lattes. While dining, feel free to browse around as we also have custom framing, train art, custom t-shirts, and unique gifts. Looking for a real lodging? You can also stay at the Chessie Caboose or the Peaks Cabin. Come see us.
Thrift Farm and Feed, located at 43 Depot Street in Folkestone, is owned and operated by Tim Birchall. Tim invites you to come by and check out his selection of Georgia boots, cactus ropes, and Rocky boots. They also have a full selection of livestock feeds, Showtime dog foods, and hardware. The Birchall family is proud of number 4, Scott Birchall, and wish the Indians good luck this season.
El Cheapo Folkestone, located on US 1 South across from Dairy Queen. They have the lowest gas prices in town along with discount beverages and a huge selection of lottery tickets. They're a proud sponsor of the Charlton Sports Network, and they wish the Maidens and Indians the best of luck in the playoffs. Stop in, fill up, and tell them CSN sent you.